My brothers and sisters, excuse me. So, I've been trying to get on this video for some time. Synthetic telepathy. Um, but let me go on to tell you the story first. All right, the first story was I was 17 years old. Right. I quit school because I was making good money, and I had my own place. So when we got off, I was doing construction. When I got off of work, I hung out with the guys. We smoked a bunch of weed. So I started to walk home. Got off a little early too. So I had a bag of weed in my pocket, right? Well, as young as I was 17. I was skipping school because I didn't want to go to school anymore. I wanted to go to work. So on the way home, there was a sheriff. And I started to run a little bit because I kind of like panicked, I guess. And so he pulled up behind me and he told me to stop. I said, "Is there a problem, officer?" He said, "Just wait right there." Well, not too long after, 4 SUVs pulled up behind me. They were all black, they had tinted windows, and they were all staring at me. The last guy picked me up, and it was a guy dressed in a suit. Had to have been the Men in Black or the CIA or something. And the guy tells me, "Son, if I were you, I'd throw that bag of weed in the toilet and flush it." And I was like, "Yes, sir," scared as hell. I said, "Is there a problem, officer?" And he said, "You match the description of someone we're looking for," which is a lie because that's what they always say, right? He dropped me off, and I never really quite knew what that was all about. Very strange, though. Then, not too long ago, I was watching YouTube, and you know how they come on with the commercials that, 5 seconds you can skip? Well, this was no commercial. They were advertising nothing. It was a man walking down the street, and the whole time, it was like a 10-minute video. He's pretty much like warning me, telling me to watch my back, that they're everywhere, that they're kind of like in the Wi-Fi. They're in your tablet, they're in your phone, they're watching you, they're following you in vehicles. It was pretty much like gang stalking. Then the gematria told me about the construction workers and that they were being gang stalked and that for me to watch them. This is kind of how I started to pay attention to the construction workers. Then I remembered 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, I remember seeing this.
People, according to the web. Hundreds of people in the valley say they are hearing voices in their heads. Those voices are being transmitted by microwave or other methods.
Need I remind you, this is way before 5G. This is voice to skull technology, in other words.
Several viewers asked us to investigate what they call electronic harassment. KMIR6's Angela Monroe joins us now with what she's discovered. Angela.
Electronic harassment, synthetic telepathy, voice-to-skull technology.
Synthetic telepathy.
Chances are you haven't heard of these terms, but after searching the internet, I found dozens of websites dedicated to the phenomenon and several Valley residents who say they're victims.
How much more can you invade me than to go into my brain? It sounds like somebody else is reading the book, only it's thoughts.
We're not having a group hallucination. This is actually something that's happening.
These men all live in the area, didn't know each other before the voices started, and say someone is playing mind games with them.
Mostly it's a lot of derogatory comments about whatever you're thinking about.
Only time I ever had a whole sentence, he said, "This is not about you," which just frosted me. If it's not about me, what the hell am I going through all this for?
Kevin Bond says he used to have a normal life.
I was living in the San Diego area. I was clerking for a federal judge, and I noticed that I was being followed by a whole bunch of people.
According to the websites, what Bond is describing is called
Look at the internet. Look how old it looks.
gang stalking. He moved to Palm Springs to escape.
I started hearing, as you'll hear, the hearing voices, and what they'll call voice to skull or microwave hearing.
Bob Stansfield says his experience was similar and started a decade ago.
They were active in following me around here, and I started hearing the voices a little bit after the vehicular stalking.
scandal ringer says the
He said vehicular stalking. Remember? I don't know how long y'all been watching me, but I remember I was telling you that there was vehicles that were like cutting me off. They were like following me. They were like in sync and stuff like that. I don't know, crazy stuff. But anyways, I'm kind of on a quick schedule here, guys. Just a little bit busy. Got a lot of things I need to tend to. But I mean, it's right here. Now, I remember this very prevalently. This is 9 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? So you be the judge. The gematria has told me all about this. It's told me to watch out for these guys. It's told me about synthetic telepathy. It's told me about all this stuff, right? So I'm connecting the dots here, and like I said, man, you be the judge. You be the judge.